Hi everybody, it's Lauren and welcome back to Is This Legit, where we fact check viral claims on YouTube and teach you ways to debunk misinformation on your own. And today, April 2nd, is International Fact Checking Day. And to celebrate, we've got a weird video to break down. So, have you ever heard the rumor that pouring Coca-Cola or Pepsi on a pork chop causes worms to crawl out? I know, gross. But this claim has been popping up everywhere lately. And this video I'm about to show you first started trending on TikTok, where it's now garnered over 60,000 views since migrating to YouTube. Let's take a look.
This is pork,
And
raw,
Pepsi?
and Pepsi, yeah.
And what's it gonna do?
It actually reveals if there's parasites in pork.
Parasites?
Yeah, you have to cook pork so carefully because of this issue. I'm gonna put fresh soda in it. You can actually see them, like the heads of them popping through. It's so gross. Look, you can see them starting to crawl their way out.
This one's moving. Oh, gross.
It's time to find out, is this legit? Now, social media is a treasure trove of weird facts and life hacks, but the key to not falling for misinformation is to stay skeptical of anything you come across on the internet. Seriously, everything. This is important because not all misinformation is so blatantly obvious. Now, while the person in the video literally demonstrates this happening for the camera and points to what look like little white worms popping out of the chop, a few things stood out to me. For one, the video is kind of lower quality, so I can't tell for certain what those little white specks are. We pretty much just have to take their word for it. And two, we don't see what happens to the meat right before the camera starts rolling. For all we know, the pork could have been sitting out of the heat instead of coming straight from the package from the refrigerator. And I think this is a good reminder that you should still be skeptical of video evidence. Remember, like photos, videos can be edited or manipulated. And I'm not saying that that's the case for this specific TikTok, but just keep in mind, footage can be spliced together, sped up, slowed down, and trimmed to remove important context. Okay, now let's dive into the actual fact check. For this, it seemed like the easiest thing to do is turn to Google and plug in some keywords. For this, I searched with the words pork, Pepsi, parasites. Try saying that 5 times fast. And I found 2 fact checks from USA Today and Snopes, 2 trustworthy resources. Let's start off with this fact check from USA Today. According to the article, this claim is a myth that's been debunked time and time again. However, there is an element of truth behind it. There is a disease called trichinosis, caused by a species of roundworms called trichinella, and it's contracted by consuming raw or undercooked meat from an animal that's infected with parasites. Now, according to the CDC, this is actually pretty rare in this day and age. For example, there were only about 16 reported cases per year from 2011 to 2015. Mainly, this is because starting in the mid-20th century, we started seeing legislation prohibiting the feeding of raw meat garbage to hogs. And in general, there's a lot more public knowledge about the dangers of eating undercooked pork. Turning back to the USA Today article, they also reported that not only is trichinosis rare, but these kinds of worms are microscopic. So even if these worms were more prevalent in meat, you definitely wouldn't be able to see them just by pouring Coke or Pepsi on them. Now, let's see what else has been reported and check out that other article we found from Snopes. Similar to USA Today, Snopes rated this one false, writing that pork sold on the consumer market is pretty reliably worm-free, and pouring Coca-Cola won't do much aside from marinating your meal. To be sure, Snopes did the Coke challenge themselves and shared some before and after pics, but they didn't come across any worms. Now, while this video went viral recently, both articles point out that this is a pretty old legend. So before we get to our rating, let's talk about zombie claims. Zombie claims are pieces of misinformation that no matter how many times fact checkers debunk them, they still rise from the dead and haunt us. So a good reminder is that it never hurts to do a keyword search before sharing. You could be looking at a claim that's been debunked countless times. Now, to quickly recap, while there is a disease known as trichinosis that can make you sick from consuming raw or undercooked meat from an animal infected with the parasite, it's pretty rare. And according to the CDC, the way to prevent this is not by pouring Pepsi on your undercooked meat, but rather cooking it to a safe temperature. Still, we're going to give this video a not legit rating due to the fact that pouring Coke or Pepsi products won't make parasites exit your meat. Plus, these types of worms simply aren't visible to the naked eye. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're interested in more fact checks, be sure to like and subscribe. And in honor of International Fact Checking Day, be sure to try out some of these media literacy skills on your own. See you next time.
Don't compromise, be media wise.